You're getting it today. You are getting it today. No. Bushy Road. Ooh, we're talking about this one. Alright. Hello again, fellow YouTubers. Solomon Pleasant here for Team O.M.G Vanguard, and today we're doing another Card Fight Vanguard clan analysis review thing. We have Gear Chronicle. It's time we put Gear Chronicle under the microscope and just explain it. So, what is Gear Chronicle? Well, I should probably actually, because I'm already coming off as hostile because, oh, have I got some stuff for this one. Let me start off by just giving backstory as to how this hatred for Gear Chronicle kind of grew, because, in all honesty, when you look at their mechanics and how they play, you shouldn't really get that mad at them. They aren't that broken, per se. So why do I dislike them? Well, a bunch of reasons. First off, when I heard that they were making a main character clan be from Dark Zone, I was shocked. I did not think a main character clan could come from any other nation except from either United Sanctuary about 90% of the time, or 80% of the time, or from the Dragon Empire the other 20% of the time, Kai. But we don't talk about Season 4 because that's a bad season. So when I heard this, I was impressed that Bushiroad was taking this step, because I just assumed they'd make another United Sanctuary clan, but they didn't, which is a nice start. And then I heard of what it was called, and then I saw it was steampunk-based, which I got to laugh at T because I'm like, hey, they should make something steampunk-based. And he's just like, no, that's never going to work. And I'm like, after seeing this, I'm like, eat on it. They totally just did. Steampunk's a thing. You can just royally eat on it. So that was another nice plus. And since it was from Dark Zone, I automatically assumed, wait, they should probably do something with the soul. So this could be very interesting, because what else can you do with the soul? And I actually had discussions with Monty and both Monty and T about this as to what they could possibly do. My big thing was having a clan that focused on altering the opponent's soul. Taking cards from the opponent's soul and either sending them to the drop zone, or getting power off your opponent's soul, or soul blasting with your opponent's soul, or just doing something with your opponent's soul. That was the big thing, because I think that would have been a very interesting idea, and it could counter a good amount of decks without being ridiculously broken, because it wouldn't counter every deck, but it could still work. Because every clan does have soul. Some more than others, but every clan does. And T would constantly say, no, that'll never work, whereas Monty was much more supportive. Thank you, Monty. And it was just, I thought that would be the idea, because it would be an interesting way to go, and I still have hope that that whole soul manipulation thing with your opponent could be possible. And maybe they'll make a villain clan that actually does that. Oh wait, no, they don't. Oh wait, just to kind of, my hope was, once I figured out what Gear Chronicle actually was, that they were going to make a villain clan that manipulated the opponent's soul. It would be perfect, because, again, manipulate the soul. Or, soul charge, and then, just do something with the soul. What does Gear Chronicle do? What does Bushiroad decide to do with Gear Chronicle? Let's make them counterblast heavy, and focus on sending opponents' rear guards back to the bottom of the deck. Okay, in all fairness, that second part is interesting. Getting rid of the opponent's field by sending it back to the bottom. It doesn't destroy it, but it sends them back. But on the bad side of it, it's just another field eradicating clan. It's just another meta clan that blows up the field. Nothing more. Gee, Bushiroad, it's not like you already made 3 to 4 other clans that already do this. It's not like you've done this already. So that was really kind of the first blow where I'm like, ah, really? It has nothing to do with the soul whatsoever? No, literally, there is nothing really to do with the soul in Gear Chronicles. So whenever I talk about Dark Zone had this great theme going where all their clans were soul-based, and then Gear Chronicles shows up and becomes the adopted child that does nothing to do with the soul. So that got me really, really kind of broken about that. I was like, the salt on that. But, I figured, hey, maybe Bushiroad's trying something new, so, maybe they can still work with it. I mean, they did the steampunk thing, that's nice. So I thought, hey, they send stuff back to the bottom of the deck, and some of their cards say you can't guard with Grey 1s or higher. Okay, that's not ripping off Glory Maelstrom at all, but everyone's ripping off Glory Maelstrom, so I guess this isn't a bad idea. So my initial thought before I realized how they send units back was, okay, so Soul Blast is sending units back. Field control via Soul. That's interesting. Nope! Counterblast! It's all Counterblast! And this is where the big problem with Gear Chronicle comes in. They are so freaking Counterblast heavy. Most of their skills require a Counterblast 1 or 2. Oh my god, that's not how any of the Dark Zone clans worked, and 2, that is not a good strategy. One of the big problems with Link Joker, and I'll bring this up in the Link Joker review, is that a lot of their cards that wasn't the Break Ride required some Counterblast to lock, and that meant that you had to kill your opponent fast after you locked them because you didn't have enough Counterblast, so you couldn't sustain enough of a field advantage. And that's why Omega is actually kind of hard to use, because you have to figure out how to manipulate that Counterblast and how just to when to use it and when not to use it. Makes it a bit more difficult, and that's why Link Joker is still kind of a hard clan for some to pick up, because you can only have 5 at max for Counterblast unless you have something that unflips damage, which almost nobody uses for most decks. So that becomes one of the problems. But the biggest problem with this clan is how stride heavy it is. I barely could find any cards in this clan that don't have a generation break that says you need to stride in order to use this effect. Okay, Bushiroad, here's the problem with that. What happens when stride becomes outdated and people don't use stride anymore? What happens when you evolve your game again and go to something else? What happens when you go away from stride? What's going to happen to this clan? It is going to die because this clan is so stride heavy. All of its good effects are based off stride. That is basically saying, okay, Gold Paladins, all of your effects based off Limit Break. We wouldn't be seeing Gold Paladins now, would we, if that were the case? Because they're essentially the same thing. I do not know what was Bushiroad's process behind just, we had to hammer stride. I think their process was, our game is becoming less popular because we screwed the hell up with Legion. We made a bad mistake with that. Let's force stride down their throat and make everyone forget Legion exists. Let's not involve Season 4. Let's not talk about it. Let's not talk about Legion barely, except, Gear Chronicle gets Legion 2, which, I don't know why you would do that, Bushiroad. Let's just force stride down Gear Chronicle's throat so they have to keep using stride, so everyone who likes Gear Chronicle has to keep using stride. Whew. Not smart. Not smart. And when Bushiroad decides to change their game again and change the meta, guess what? Gear Chronicle's screwed, because stride's probably gonna die at some point, and all the good effects require stride, so Gear Chronicle's stuck. Good job, Bushiroad. Good job. You had a chance to do something, and you ruined it, you ruined it, you ruined it. In every possible way. Let's talk about their playstyle, as if it's really even a point. And just kind of their things in general. So, this is a clan that showed up in Season 5. Chrono, Shido uses it, and honestly, I don't watch Season 5 because after that garbage Season 4, at first I was hoping Season 5 would be good, but after a while, wow. I guess this is going to be one where I'm going to even talk about the anime. This is going to be my biggest... This is the one review where I'm going to talk a lot about the card fight anime. Why does it suck now? Because it's so slice of life and it's so much like Buddy Fight. The main character never loses. That's a problem. I hate it when a main character is a Mary Sue or someone who cannot lose. I hate those kinds of characters. I'm not really upset at Chrono because at first he seemed like he would have an interesting personality. He seems like someone who didn't really even care what was going on or didn't really know what was going on, and at first it seemed interesting, but after a while they just kind of stopped really... Oh, great. No, please don't. You just kind of reload while I keep talking. They just kind of keep doing this slice of life thing where basically the Cardfight Vanguard anime stopped being about Cardfight Vanguard and was focused more on the characters, which at first sounded good, but then they barely even focus on the characters or develop them in a way that's interesting. They just gotta say, hey, here are your characters. They're doing shenanigans. It became a slice of life anime. It became completely void of Vanguard. Like, if you took out the fact that Vanguard was the supreme deity that everybody worshipped in that universe, that everybody played, every single person played, if you took that aspect out, it's a slice of life anime. There is nothing that sits apart from anything else. So, I don't watch Season 5 of Vanguard because it annoys and bores the hell out of me, and there's really no point to doing that. There's no point to watching it. So, yeah, Chrono Jet's an archetype, whatever. Alright, let's talk about how you run Gear Chronicle. How do you run Gear Chronicle? Well, Rainbow build, I guess. Honestly, I haven't really... I played with Gear Chronicle like once. Honestly, you can mess with it however you want. It seems like they want you to run crit pretty much like every other meta deck. Because they already have 3 crits, they have 3 draws, and they... Wow, okay. Okay, Bushiroad, that's a thing to do. I'm not even really going to talk about specific units, because God is Gear Chronicle such a... No, bad Gear Chronicle. Bad. Like, I guess they want you to Rainbow build. I guess they just want you to do whatever. That's really what you do for Gear Chronicle. Great ones, again, I'm really not going to discuss them, because... I'm not really going to discuss these units per se, I'm just more going to talk about why this probably won't work and why this wasn't a smart idea. Now, already it seems like they want to make Steam Maidens or Steam Fighters or something like that. They want to make Steam probably an archetype, which seems odd. But yeah, the problem, again, with a lot of Gear Chronicles units, they have good effects, but they all require you to stride in order to do it. Which means, up until you get grade 3, you can't really do jack diddly with these cards because all of them require generation breaks, pretty much. Well, grade 3s. There must be, like, some grade 3s. No, because all the good grade 3s, such as Chrono Jet, require some form of generation break, except for their Legion, which is only there because they didn't want to fully give up Legion, they still want to force Legion down our throats. Well, all the meta decks' throats, because they decided, oh, let's not give Legion pretty much to anyone else, we'll just give them a mandatory 1 Legion to every other clan except the meta clans. And Gear Chronicle already has more stride units than any other clan, and really all their effects are kind of subpar. Mystery Flare is kind of garbage, and really should only be used for funsies. Like, I've seen Mystery Flare, pretty much he says, oh, if you get a Holy Mary of a 0, 1, 2, 3 of the top 4 cards, if there are 0, a 1, a 2, and a 3 in any given order, if you get a Hail Mary of that, you can get another turn. And the annoying thing is people online will be like, no, Mystery Flare is really good. And I'm like, no, it's not, because it requires a counterblast of 4 to do it, and you already need luck in order to get it off. And if you haven't noticed something, people, luck isn't always the best way to fight in card fight. It's not. The best way to fight in card fight is consistent. Go, cancel. Cancel. The best way to fight in card fight is to have consistency, not base it off luck. And also, you can use that, and you can only use that skill like 4 times. You can only try to do that 4 times. Which, oh yeah, that sounds good, but are you really going to run 4 Mystery Flares as opposed to like anything else? Like, Ragnar Clock is interesting. I think it's a very interesting card to say the least. A lot of these other ones are just kind of like average at best. They don't do much. Chronos Command Dragon basically says, send everything back if I hit, which that is a much more effective unit than Mystery Flare, because Mystery Flare also has to hit in order for it to work, so... No, Mystery Flare is not good, guys. Stop saying it's good. Stop being stupid. I really get agitated when some people act stupid and think that for fun cards are serious. Except when it's obvious that they're crap, but we still think they're serious for fun. Like, T is a good example of... He knows when something's good and when something's garbage, but he also knows that when something's so garbage that you have to say it's good just because of how garbage it is. He knows how to do that, but... just super salt. A lot of salt with this clan. So, I'm really sorry if you were expecting, like, how to play Gear Chronicle, but here's how you play Gear Chronicle. You run Stride, and then you just throw in whatever you like. Also, you run Chrono Jet, because you can't do anything else, you have to have Chrono Jet. That is, like, the only thing that everybody knows about Gear Chronicle. Run Chrono Jet. If you don't know how to play Gear Chronicle then, because nobody knows how to use anything else, really. Just run Chrono Jet. I'm gonna have a sore throat in the morning. So, overall, where do I put Gear Chronicle? Right now, they're top tier because they're a meta clan, and meta is automatically top tier. Because they basically say, let's nuke the field by sending it back to the deck, which, again, could have been an interesting concept if you didn't have so much counterblast heavy focus on it. That would have been nice to focus more on soul blasting in order to do that. At the very least, then, you could have at least fit with the rest of the concept of Dark Zone, Gear Chronicle. But again, so run Gear Chronicle pretty much however you want. There's really no specific way to run it. The idea is run your Stride units, have Chrono Jet, and then have your little minions in the background just to kind of be there to help you either get off Chrono Jet or help you Stride. And then you just kind of get effects off after you Stride, I guess. But when Stride becomes outdated, Gear Chronicle will go into the area where Murakumo is. Why is Murakumo better than Gear Chronicle in my opinion? Murakumo can at least adapt to the freaking situation and can at least get support that doesn't restrict them to one specific mechanic. The thing as to why Murakumo can also be better than Gear Chronicle is Murakumo has a chance to evolve and actually form playstyle. Gear Chronicle has their playstyle set, they're screwed the instant Stride becomes outdated. They will be screwed and will be probably one of the weakest clans ever. Because the instant you outdate Stride, it will go the way of limit breaks and you will be dead. Murakumo at least has a chance to evolve. And it has the benefit of the doubt of having already 4 seasons under its belt. Unlike Gear Chronicle, who's just a little baby babby right now. And it's going to die horribly because it focuses too much on their counterblast and their Stride. T's probably going to hate this episode because I bashed this clan so much, but no, this clan is really, really not a smart idea. And it's just a wasted opportunity at a clan, and I really just hate, I just hate how much of a wasted opportunity it is. I don't hate the clan itself, because it's really not that broken, because again, it's under that circumstance of they're so counterblast heavy that they get good skills, but it requires counterblast in order to do it. And you can say, oh, they soul blast? Yeah, like 2 cards soul blast. Good job. Good job, Gear Chronicle. You made an attempt to maybe be a Dark Zone clan. Maybe. But if anyone from Bushiroad actually sees this, maybe they can take this into consideration. Why not, instead of banking on Gear Chronicle being Stride and banking on Stride being around forever, because you're going to change it, because you've changed limit breaks, so you're going to change Stride, and you gave up on Legion, like after 1 season, because it was garbage. Maybe you should make, next time you decide to make a clan, you make a clan that works not by being part of the meta, by just doing what it wants. Why does every other clan in the Dark Zone work? Because they get good support, they get the support they need, and they do their skills without being pressured by the meta. Gear Chronicle is pressured by the meta to do something that all the other effective clans do. Why are Kagero and Narukami so popular? Because they take their skills, they get support for their skills, and they pretty much just do what they need to do. Gear Chronicle is just there to be like, oh, I'm doing what's popular at the time. At the very least, Link Joker and Gold Paladin, Gold Paladin and... I know when Gold Paladin and Aquaforce came out during Season 2, granted that was during the time of the Limit Break, but they didn't have anything really banking on Limit Break. The only time we got anything that said, hey, if your thing has a Limit Break, I can do this, is in Season 3, and even then, every clan got that. So, you can't really say that. You made Aquaforce, Gold Paladin, Link Joker, Genesis, all these clans you didn't really make them with the intention of, oh, let's do what's popular and just give it what's popular. No, you actually took some time, except for maybe Genesis or Murakumo, and actually kind of thought out what you were going to do with them and how they were going to compete against other clans. Gold Paladin, let's call out rearguards. Not the most original concept, kind of a broken concept, but doesn't focus on Limit Break, Legion, or Stride. It just says, I do something to get out rearguards. Aquaforce, I do something to get multiple attacks. Link Joker, I do something to lock something. Gear Chronicle, I stride to get units to the bottom of the deck. There's the difference. I stride. I stride to do things. It's again like saying, I'm Gold Paladins, I limit break in order to do things. Or I'm Link Joker, I limit break to do things. Or, crap, we didn't get a new clan in Season 4, that's right, because we just got Legion. So, this rant has probably gone, yeah, it's gone on long enough. But, just Gear Chronicle. Wasted potential right there. And my apologies again if you wanted to see cards for this clan, but there's really no point. You pretty much just run Chrono Jet and run Stride. That's all you do. There's nothing much else to it. So, anyway. This has been Solemn Pleasant for Team O.M.G Vanguard. This is Gear Chronicle. And this is Solemn Pleasant, signing off.